Hey you guys, I wanted to get on here real quick and do a quick video. I have a lot of people coming to me telling me, I want to travel, I want to go to Ghana, I want to visit Africa or whatever. And I always ask them, do you have your passport? Because you can't go anywhere without a passport. So this video is for people who don't currently have a passport and they don't know or understand the process of getting a passport. First of all, let me say this. Passports are very essential. You always need, just like you need your birth certificate or whatever important documents such as your driver's license or your ID, passports should be in that category with the important documents that you need and that you will always want to keep up to date. So just in case you guys are wondering, passports are, I think, about $130 for the book. You don't really need the book and the card. So I personally purchased the book for my family. So they're $130 for just the basic passports. That's not including the taxes and fees. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks for your passport to come. If you want to expedite it, I think it costs in between $160 to $180 to get expedite, and it usually comes between 2 to 3 weeks. But I want to tell you this: I ordered my youngest daughter's passport earlier this year, and it took 13 weeks. So for you guys that is seeing everything that is circulating around TikTok, and you guys are preparing to leave the country or want to get out of the country before it's too late, that's the price of passports. $130 for the book, 6 to 8 weeks, and it's 2 to 3 weeks for an expedite. The first thing that you need to do when you're acquiring or you're thinking about getting your passport is to get an application, set an appointment. You can either fill the application out online or you can get the paper application from from the post office. I did mine through the post office. And if you're going to do it that route, do not sign the application unless you're in front of a passport agent. He or she will not accept an already signed application because they have to look over it, make sure that the documents in the application that is filled out matches. So do not sign it and date it unless you're in front of a passport agent. I don't know how far they are booked out, but yeah, get your passport. So you would need to, one, do the application, set the appointment, make sure that you have all your documents. You would need your birth certificate, your driver's license, or some sort of ID. You would need the application, a money order from the post office. I prefer to get my money orders from the post office because it's the safest and it's pretty much the one that they require. So yeah, get your money order from the post office, and they'll process your passport. They're going to give you a receipt. They're going to give you this. On the receipt, you're going to have the number that you can call or some kind of way where you can check the status of your application. Okay. And once you get your passport, they don't usually send the passport back with the birth certificate. So you will get those two separately in the mail. Okay, moving on to the visa process. When you're doing your visa for any country in Africa or any country that requires you to have a visa, you're going to go on to that country's consulate or embassy website. You're going to do your visa. Visas usually cost about $160 to fill out the application. So on that application, make sure, and I can't stress this enough, make sure that all the information is filled out correctly. Once you're done, you pay your visa fee. Like I said, I think it's like $160, and print it out. Print your application out. Make sure that you have your confirmation saying that everything is paid. Once you do that, you should receive an email of some sort saying that, it was paid. And then once you finish that, you can also go into the actual visa website of that country, and you can set an appointment. Once you set your appointment, they're gonna give you a date. I personally had to travel down to Houston to get my appointment. The appointment usually takes about an hour and a half to get done because they ask you questions. They ask you, why are you visiting? How long are you gonna visit? Things of that nature. They're going to also do your biometrics. For the ones of you that don't know what biometrics is, it's your fingerprint. So once they finish taking your fingerprint and you give them a passport photo, because you do need another passport photo for this process, you're done. You're going to wait I think it's 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 weeks in order for your visa to be inside your passport book. Again, it's going to take about 1 to 2 weeks. Sometimes it takes 3 weeks. It just depends on where you're processing your visa, but it will be inside your passport. You're going to make sure that you have a certified express envelope from the post office. You need that. That is very important. They will not send it any other kind of way. So make sure that you go to the post office and you pay for an actual express envelope. Moving on to the vaccine process. If you're traveling to any country in Africa, you're gonna need a yellow fever shot. You pay $300 for your yellow fever shot. You only have to get it once. You will never ever have to get it again in your life. You're going to go on to Passport Health and fill out all the required information. They're going to ask you a lot of personal information such as your address, your medical history, things of that nature. Fill out the application, pay your fees, which is $300 per person, and set your appointment. Once you get there, it doesn't take that long. I think it took me like an hour in the office. I'm sure they have them around in your local areas. So you're gonna see it for about an hour. The nurse or doctor or physician, whoever, they're gonna call you in and they're gonna just talk to you, ask you, certain questions, certain things that you already put on your application. Then he or she is gonna issue you your yellow fever vaccine. With that vaccine, they tell you, that you may experience a slight fever or, minor symptoms of the flu. That's normal. So be aware of that. Also, they're going to issue you a yellow fever card. Once you get your yellow fever card, you're done. That's the entire process of getting a passport, getting your visa, and also your yellow fever shot. So these are the things that you are required to have before you leave the country, especially if you're going to, different places such as Africa. Any country in Africa, you're going to need all of those 3 things. So if you guys have any questions on, passports, vaccines, visas, comment below. Let me know. Share this video. And that's the start of your traveling journey.